again, everyone. So today I want to talk about quite a touchy subject, I suppose. I think people, when they hear this word, when they hear this subject, they kind of withdraw within themselves because it sounds very kind of spiritual and like religious, but it's not. And it's about forgiveness, right? And and forgiveness is extremely important to your own self-growth. So people in your life people who come across will treat you bad, will treat you with the respect or a lack of respect, will feel like they are compounding the way you feel about yourself. For example, in my thing, I have a lack of self-worth. I've always struggled with self-worth and my ability to put out what I believe and what I think, start ventures, relationships, etc., because I feel like whatever I'm putting out will not be enough. Okay, and that comes from a long line of things and obviously quite a deep wound from like childhood kind of thing. But there's a mindset change. People think forgiveness is about forgiving the other person, and it's not. It's actually about forgiving yourself. So a lot of the issues that come up when people treat you like that is shame that you weren't able to stand up for yourself, shame that they felt that way towards you, all that kind of stuff. So forgiveness is actually about allowing yourself the freedom to move forward. Therefore, you are not kept on a chain by these people. And let's be honest, the majority of these people are not thinking about you, especially if it happened in the past. So the only person you're damaging is yourself. And the way we do this is not a short process, but the idea of understanding why they might have done it to you. The majority of people are dealing with something, okay? And a lot of people, there's two kinds of people really that in a conversation when it comes to that kind of conversation. The person that's the aggressor and the person that is theoretically the person on the other end of it, right? And you normally find that person is a people pleaser, i.e. myself, and the other person is quite it's comfortable being emotionally aggressive, and they've learned that as a coping mechanism, just the same as I've learned to be a people pleaser as a coping mechanism, because I don't like emotionally vulnerable situations or emotionally confrontational situations. And on the other hand, the person who's doing that to you a lot of the time has found out the only way they survive, due to maybe childhood trauma or something that happened to them, is to be the first one at the gate to defend. To attack is to defend. I'm sure you've heard that before. And therefore they can't get hurt. So to understand why they are treating you that way is the first step to freedom. It's the first step to letting yourself be forgiven, right? Because once you understand that, then the growth can occur. And I'm a big believer that every situation, however hard, teaches you something, is a learning opportunity, right? And therefore, a lot of the people I know, they still hurt me. I still remember it. I'm still getting over that feeling, or the feeling that they seem to concrete the feeling that I already felt about myself, is to say, in a weird way, thank you. Thank you for teaching me how I don't want to be. Thank you for teaching me or giving me the opportunity to learn more about myself. Now, at the time, it doesn't feel like that. A lot of the time, it feels like they're winning. It feels like they're winning and you're losing. But what you've got to see is that by doing that, these people are concreting their own lack of confidence. If someone is compensating so much that they are emotionally aggressive and that's the only way they survive, they are covering something up. Okay? That's what everyone's compensating. Everyone's trying to be something they want to be in a life that sometimes shows them that they can't be that person. And so, yes, it's extremely important to switch. When I say forgiving, I'm not forgetting that it happened, but I am disconnecting myself from this chain of being dragged around. I'm allowing myself to grow. I'm allowing myself to move forward from something that happened a long time ago. And so it's really important, and that's what forgiveness is. And when you get to the point where you can say, do you know what, I'm not angry with you, I kind of feel sorry for you, because you're not in the same place as I am growth wise. You know, to feed that back into yourself continuously must be so tiring. You know, that emotional anger, that emotion, you know, to feel defensive continuously, it must be so tiring. It must drain you of so much positive energy, you know, and restrict you. I find that really sad. So I don't feel angry towards you, I feel sorry for you. And I hope that one day you get to the point where you understand that you need to go back, look at your child trauma, find out why you are like you are, and move forward. Because the chances are they're not just affecting themselves and affecting you, they're affecting everyone, the people they love, and then that will restrict relationships, opportunities, etc., etc. Anyway, that's my fact for the day, and I hope it fires something off in your bonds, and maybe you can start making that decision to forgive yourself so you can move forward and live the life you wanted. Peace.